What if you didn't need a warehouse of shiny new gear and equipment to break into commercial restoration? You know, a lot of folks ask me that question and they really freeze up thinking it's either all or nothing, but it's not. It's just really not. Today, we're going to sort that out. We're going to sort out what equipment you actually need, what you can rent, and how you can scale smart. Let's dive in. Start simple. Your residential kits, it's a perfect launch pad. Your air movers, dehumidifiers, air scrubbers, AFDs, moisture meters that you forgot, infrareds, Matterports, those basics can tackle what I would recommend the jobs that you're going to want to start on. Those smaller commercial jobs like the office floods, a restaurant mold job, a medical clinic that has some real light soot or fire. You have all the equipment you already need. There's nothing specialty to that. No need to spurge on the big stuff from day one. Ease into it. What's already on hand, what's already on your shelf, and arguably what sitting still for a long time, sitting on the rack that hadn't been used in a long time. But don't think about generators and desiccants and large scale equipment just yet. Certainly not necessary. What you've got is going to work out just fine. For the bigger jobs, which is what most people think that we always start with on commercial when it's not, let's say 50,000 square foot. Here's what that starts to look like, okay? That's going to be your desiccants, your 5,000 CFM desiccants, your industrial size air scrubbers, big AC units and HVAC, and temp power for generators and fuel and lay flat and things like that, beefy extraction pumps, the professional equipment. That's the heavy artillery for the warehouses or even high rises, but it's not a must buy right now off the bat. You're not going to see those jobs right away. If you do, you need to find someone to partner up with to help you on those. Those are a much bigger beast if this isn't something you've done before. If you've done those before, we could even start talking about that. At CATX, I talk a lot about how to strategically use your cash flow and not buy all these expensive assets until you get to a point where it just makes absolute sense financially to do so. I know we hate giving up margin by renting equipment. So here's the hack. You're going to rent. You're going to rent from United, Sunbelt, Herc. There's a lot of people that do that. You might have some specialty companies that rent a lot of equipment. They'll even come set it up for you. You need to rent those. You don't need to buy them and own them. Desiccants, like I said, 4,000, 5,000. They've got them up to 10 or 15 and stuff like that. Big generators, bulk tractor trailers full of air movers. You might need 200. Hit up those guys, like I mentioned, Sunbelt, United, Herc. I actually have relationships with the ones I've worked with for a long time, but I've worked with all of them. You should have a relationship in your market for those. When you land a big job, they're going to be your friend and your ally. It's cheaper to borrow than to buy until the work is steady. So cash flow is key. Use that money for your business development, for your sales efforts. Get the calls coming in, rent those. Lots of people do it. I could tell you large companies that never owned any of that equipment. When commercial gigs start to roll in pretty regular, or when renting becomes a true financial burden, when response time beats waiting on delivery, when that becomes a big issue, doesn't always happen. I've had jobs where you just have to wait, especially when there's an area-wide disaster going on. Everyone's trying to get the same equipment. You can buy time by getting rental equipment. Your customer doesn't care what color and who you rented equipment from. They just want to make sure you get it done. Renting is fine. I'm just telling you right now, the big guys do it all the time, okay? But when it comes time and it makes sense, owning your own equipment, it locks in some speed and it creates a better amount of control. Again, you'll know when that time is. It's not early on. So make sure that you've got a good strategy about when and what triggers and what happens when we want to start owning our equipment. You're going to work on scaling. Just like any business, you can scale too fast, but think about what you need to scale on. Step one, use what's in the shop. Use the dehumidifiers and the fans, even the ones you haven't used in a long time. Get those loaded up on a trailer. They've been taken up. Get a trailer, lock it down, protect it, secure it. That's quicker to respond. So use that equipment. Step two, get a relationship, get on good credit terms, get a representative for one of the big box rental companies that in your market will pick up the phone at 2 a.m. and help you get some stuff mobilized. Step three is using the profit and cash flow to scale your business. If you're really going hard and heavy and commercial is really where you want to grow, your profits for a while will go back into the equipment when it comes time to buy it. Not in the beginning, but when it comes time. You need a truck mount. You're doing a lot of jobs where your portables just don't quite get you where you need to go. that might be one of the things you might need to invest in, as a big truck mount unit, so you can go up a few floors and get that pressure. When you do go buy bigger stuff, a lot of people love to pay cash for stuff. Maybe you finance it. It's okay. There is such a thing as bad debt and good debt. Finance some stuff or buy used. These equipment gets banged up on commercial jobs, other contractors. So keep your eyes open on the groups, on the forum. Take a look for auctions. Find some people that are selling their business. See if you can't pick some of that stuff up. You want to stretch that cash out further and further if you can, because every dollar you save on equipment, even if you're renting something, you can put that into getting more jobs with marketing, training some staff, hiring and paying the right people to grow your business in that area. So when it does come time to purchase some equipment and start scaling up your fleet and your arsenal, I would definitely look at some desiccants. They make portable desiccants. They make 350, 750 CFM. Desiccants dry differently. There will be jobs where desiccants make a lot more sense. They can certainly be more efficient on larger commercial jobs, and you will have clients who would actually, they know about desiccants and they don't want to see a bunch of portables. They even though if the power is an issue, get a generator. Generator might be something that you want to invest in as you start to scale. Not a huge one. You can get a long way with a 65 up to a 125 kW, something that can be pulled behind most of your fleet where you don't have to, get a really big truck and it's maybe even get into a CDL license to pull it. You don't want to get there, but don't go crazy with equipment. Even if you find it on a good deal, a lot of people say, I find a good deal on this thing. Great. You're going to buy it and it's going to sit in your parking lot. These things require a lot of maintenance. So take that in consideration. You might have some industrial level air scrubbers for the big 2000 CFM Bulldogs. I've had jobs where I've had to purchase 20 or 30 or 50 of those. There are jobs where you just need that bigger fleet of equipment. And maybe someone else locally is going to be out of the rentals on those things. That's certainly a time where purchasing makes sense, but don't spend more than you're going to make on that job. Don't buy a bunch of equipment just so that after this big job's done, it sits in the warehouse for a year. That's not a good use of your time and money. The first thing you want is revenue and profit. Right now, no one cares what you own or rent except you. If it makes sense, let's do it. So to answer this question, do you need all this big equipment? No, you don't. A lot of people go their whole career and don't have all this equipment. Right now, you want to invest with what you've got, make sure it works well, make sure you know how to use it, and then invest in other things like training and certifications and the people, understanding and the softwares and coaches and consultants, third-party trainers come into your building, etc. That's where you should be investing your money into to get your best bang for the buck. That's what customers are looking for, those skill sets. They don't care about your equipment. They care about the people, how you run your jobs, and how you deliver on what you promised. The wins, they build up slow, but they do build. And before you know it, you're getting opportunities for bigger jobs. Pairing up with us at CATX gives you a blueprint, calms you down in those times where you think, is this really working? I've built and sold large restoration companies that we just did commercial. I've worked for some of the largest in the country. Let CATX be your guide through these very, very, very important phases in the very beginning of your journey, and then how to scale and to use what you've learned to go bigger. And then buying equipment might be a no-brainer. It might be easy. You've got the cash to do so. That's your gear game plan. I hope that helped alleviate some of the questions is what do I need to own? What can I rent? How much equipment do I need to get started? In most cases, you have everything you need to know. You know everyone you need to know. You just have to have a plan. You have to have some processes and protocols, and you have to get started. Get down in the link below, CATX. Take a look at our website of our training program. It's a great investment for you to really, really, really make this year phenomenal. Take a look and see if we have any workshops or classes coming up in the near future near you. Even if you have to travel to them, our 2-day workshops will get you really, really started with not only education, but a lot of the templates and the tools and the resources to do so. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.